Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman, welcoming you into the Muskogee Media Studios here in the capital city of the Creek Nation, Old Mulgee. Well, we've got a great show lined up for you today. Lots of things happening out there in Muskogee Creek Nation country. For sure, some big news to pass along. We've got a groundbreaking on this episode. We have also got a ribbon cutting. So we'll take you all the way from we're getting ready to build to we have built and we're ready to open. So excited about that. Also going to be talking about some exciting things at the Moreau Indian Children's Home. They have their biggest fundraiser of the year coming up, so we want to publish that as well. And we are continuing on into late June, which means the Muskogee Creek Nation Festival. More information after this first break, actually. We're going to come back and be out at the Claude Cox Omniplex with William Lowe as he talks about the 41st Annual Festival. All of that and more. Don't go anywhere.
We believe if you teach a man to fish, you can feed him for a lifetime. We believe that transitioning convicted citizens back into our communities enhances public safety. We believe that every citizen, even ex-prisoners, are important and are capable of change. We believe in reclaiming our citizens and investing them back into a culture that embraces healing and restoration.
We believe
in reintegration.
I pledge to embrace and educate offenders in an effort to stop their abuse.
I pledge to all women to love them, protect them, and teach them that violence does not belong in our communities and is not our tradition.
I pledge to take full responsibility for myself and the women and children of the Muskogee Nation.
I pledge to work courageously and audibly to fulfill this pledge for the rest of my life.
I think creatively, I was just into drawing for a long time, ever since I was a kid. It wasn't until maybe around late 2007, 2008 that I became aware of the graffiti scene. It changed everything for me. You don't even really understand in the beginning what kind of journey it's going to take you on, but I think that in order to become great at what you do, it really boils down to how you feel about yourself and how you feel about your own artistic creativity and your own expression. I think it comes from a belief in oneself and pushing yourself to the limits as far as you can take it.
It was life-changing.
All the travel.
Building character.
Teaching culture.
It's been an honor.
Quite an honor.
Your 2014-2015 Miss and Junior Miss Muskogee Creek Nation. Ladies, take your final walk.
This is Principal Chief George Tiger of the Muskogee Creek Nation. You don't want to miss the crowning of our new Muskogee Creek Nation Goodwill Ambassadors.
Looking for your next 18-hole adventure? Then take a look at Fountainhead Creek Golf Club. Nestled in the beautiful confines of Lake Eufuala State Park, large sloping greens and well-placed bunkers characterize the Muskogee Creek Nation's Floyd Farley designed course and offers a fine test of skill for any golfer. Stay up on all the latest gear and equipment with a visit to our pro shop. Have lunch at the Turn at the Clubhouse Grill. We're waiting to accommodate you at Fountainhead Creek. Give us a call at 918-689-3209 or visit fountainheadgolf.com to book your next round. Fountainhead Creek Golf Club, close to home, far from ordinary. Construction is moving here out the Claude Cox Omniplex in Old Mulgee, as now I'm glad to be joined by Mr. William Lowe. He is the director of our tourism and recreation here at Muskogee Creek Nation, and in that position is charged with putting together a great Muskogee Creek Festival. He and his team, I know you guys are amped up and excited because you've done just that again. The 41st Annual Muskogee Creek Nation Festival. Tell us a little bit about all the stuff that's going on in preparation.
Oh, definitely. As you can see behind us, we were very fortunate to have our federal roads put our parking lot into their program. So as you can see, they're hard at it, and we've had a very wet spring so far. So now that the sun's out, everybody's out putting the parking lot together.
A lot of things happening this year, as always, so many events. Will, we're kicking off the 25th, as always, with the Stomp Dance, but I know that you're excited because we've got some new things, as always. We've got some things that are a little different. People are going to love the parking lot, by the way, but also some special guests coming. Just talk about all the stuff we can expect this year at the festival.
Oh, certainly. You know, our festival technically kicks off with our pageant, which is the first weekend of the month, and practically it's a month-long festival. You know, this year we always try to bring in a special guest to do autographs. So we have two gentlemen from the Street Outlaws. They're Big Chief and Supernova. So, you know, I don't necessarily watch that show, but apparently it's created quite the buzz amongst Oklahoma. So we're excited.
Sounds like two guys I'd want to hang out with.
Definitely so, you bet. Right.
Yeah, but all Indian rodeo, cultural events, the Junior Olympics, softball. My goodness, there's too many things to mention because we'll forget something.
Oh yeah, you bet. You know, the main thing is the parade. You know, that kicks things off on Saturday morning. Tons of people out there, tons of floats. It's great to see all the community kind of embrace it and get out there and watch the parade. And, you know, 3-on-3 in the dome, like you said, softball. There's a big arts festival down at the council house, so there'll be some entertainment down there as well, and of course entertainment here.
Yeah, it's all happening, you know, like we said, 3 days, really 4 days if you count the Stomp Dance. It's just a night, but you get fed at the Stomp Dance, you come and have a great time, lots of people there, lots of people are recognizing each other that they see out at their respective stomp grounds, but everybody sort of comes together that night, kicks everything off, and then we're right in it, you know, starting things off Friday morning with the Junior Olympics, but all kinds of stuff happening. As you said, real quick, want to let everybody know too who's going to be taking the stage this year. It all starts Friday, I believe, with Country Night, and I know you guys got first an act that's a little bit local.
You bet, yeah. Gold Ring Express will kick things off on Friday, and then it'll be followed by Little Texas and Sawyer Brown. Saturday, we have Smiling Vic.
Yes.
We have A Tribe Called Red coming down from Canada, and then we have the Commodores and Coolin' the Game.
Like we said, we got a lot of entertainment Friday night happening, so everybody want to make sure and come out for that. And one of the other things that we forget to talk about with the festival sometimes, it's all free.
You bet, all free.
Yeah.
Any event listings, anything you want to read about the festival, it can all be found at creekfestival.com.
creekfestival.com. Really want to let you guys know about that website. Visit it. It's got everything you need on there. It's got entry forms. It's got information, a map, a video of the festival that we put together in Muskogee Media to let you know about the experience and really see, feel, hear the entire experience of the Creek Nation Festival weekend. So it's a really great thing. It's a great resource, creekfestival.com. Will, you guys got festival shirts on sale
too? I actually have one behind my back, believe it or not. So,
hey, Jared, get in there and get some of that.
Yeah, you can actually come to the Dome anytime you want, and our hours of operation are 8 to 8, Monday through Friday, 12 to 5 on Saturdays. Come down, $10 a shirt. They're on sale and they're going fast.
Awesome, awesome. All right, well, everybody out there, you've got the information now. Don't want to miss the festival as we continue to pub it. And first off, this Saturday night at 6 o'clock here at the Muskogee Dome, it's going to be a great, great time. The pageant's going to be kicking off. We can't wait for that. That really kind of kicks off the festival, as you said, Will. And really, this dome has become a community place. You guys recently held an event with Mr. Roger Brooks here at the Dome. We'll talk about that and how it was exciting to have him in. And you guys are working with Okmulgee.
Oh, you bet. You know, it's one thing for to do studies of a visitor's point of view of the community, and that's something we worked with the city of Okmulgee with our tourism group, and it was well received. You know, Roger Brooks came in, and the thing with him is he was very brash about people's, you know, the curb appeal. You know, so some people may have been offended, it was considered as good guidance, but it's beautification for the city that will draw tourists in and eventually help our economy. Yes. So we were able to host that event in the Dome. Yeah. So, I mean, it was great for, you know, a lot of the community's never been out here before. Right. Exactly. And then they came out and seen it's not just a gym, but it can be an event center, a community center. So, yeah, we had a great time.
Yeah, and we'll have you take a look at that event right now.
We're here today in the Muskogee Dome. Today we had Mr. Roger Brooks from Destination Development come in, and he did a tourism assessment for the city of Okmulgee. What the Creek Nation did is we sponsored him to be here, but yet we co-opt with the chamber, the city organizations, the colleges, and it was a really great thing to sit here and, as all the constituents are here from Okmulgee, to actually listen to what an outsider's perspective was, and especially a tourism expert at that.
With Oklahoma State here, with the Creek Nation here, with the educational facilities you have here, the jobs you have here, you're not taking full advantage of it. You have a downtown, and that's about 90% vacant, and there's a lot of energy behind that. But right now it's unrealized potential, and what has to happen first is bringing people downtown on a consistent basis, then the retail businesses will come back.
I think the presentation was spot on. You know, I think early on, the presenter might have been ruffling a few feathers, but I think that's part of his MO, and I think it's something that was needed, and something that, you know, you can't gloss over some of the imperfections that the town has and some of the issues that we need to focus on. So, and a lot of things he touched on, we've talked about. And I think the key is to develop a strategic plan, not only have the city of Okmulgee take the lead in conjunction with the Muskogee Creek Nation, because those are the two power players in the community that can actually make something happen.
Having an outsider come in and say, hey, this is what you need to do, that nobody has ever talked to, he had never been here before, you know, I think it'll make a bigger impact.
I do see, you know, that the Creek Nation is doing their thing. And then I do see Oklahoma State doing their thing. I see the city doing their thing. And I don't really see it all kind of coming together. And that's why we thought if you could create this plaza, this central gathering place, and wrap it around the council house, which is downtown, and make that, I think then it could be a celebration of all of our cultures and all of our history, whether it's, you know, African American, whether it is white, whether it's Native American. I think there's a melting pot to bring those people together, and that's what we're trying to do. And that way you unify your community.
In his presentation, and you know, something that we've seen quite often, he said the heart of a community is this downtown. Well, the heart of our community is the Creek Council House, right downtown. It is the plaza. And Creek Nation is going to have to take an active role in the community. Our citizens, and I'm a Creek citizen, we live right here in Okmulgee, and we got to keep those moderate paying jobs, those people who actually have good salaries, from moving to Tulsa and coming back and living right here. And when we make this a destination point, this could be like a little mini Santa Fe or a mini Bricktown. We got the history, we got the culture, we got the artists, and we have I think the people in leadership positions now to make it happen.
I think that with what you have here, with the Muskogee Creek Nation, and with the general community, and with the state and Oklahoma State University being here, I think you got incredible opportunities. And it's just about getting everybody on the same page, singing out of the same hymnal at the same time.
All right, what a great event there at the Muskogee Dome. The Creek Nation always holding events there for the community, being a big player in the community. So we love seeing stories like that, and we can't wait to see downtown revitalized and the council house in the center of downtown being a huge part of that. Well, moving right along here, our next story takes us to Coweta, Oklahoma. Not too long ago on Native News Today, you saw where we broke ground on the Coweta Food Distribution Center. Now we are cutting the ribbon on this beautiful new facility, something that is very needed in that area of the Muskogee Creek Nation. The Coweta Food Distribution Center now up and running. As you go inside, you can see everything's really new and all the things are set up, but we definitely had to go over for the presentation and really the ceremony marking that. Principal Chief George Tiger there, as well as Shara Giles, who heads up community and human services, as well as all of the great staff from food distribution. So glad to see that open up in Coweta, right there by our clinic. So it's a great time for Muskogee Creek Nation.
We started this project in July of 2014. We did a survey that told us that the most need for the families was in this area. Before this store was built, we serviced 300 families that were only able to pick up once a month at the community center here in Coweta. If they didn't pick up there off the tailgate, off the semi-truck once a month, then they had to go to Okmulgee. So that means they had an hour drive there and back to pick up their food. So this store coming into realization has helped a great many people.
When the idea came to where can we expand, where can we offer new services, our food distribution director, Anna Sterner, had came to me and said, hey, I have a great idea for a new project. We need a new distribution center because we're growing so much here in Okmulgee. We also have our second facility in Wetumpka, and our highest client base was here in the Coweta area. And she said, I think we can, this is purposeful, it makes sense, and we can probably get the funding to do this because the need is there. So it started off that we had to do a survey, ask the community members, is this would they utilize this space, where would they want this space, is this something they want in their community? So we were able to work with our council representatives, Mark Randolph and Johnny Green, to help get those surveys done throughout the community, because they know their community members as well, to get started. And then we were able to write for a grant, and then the council was able to help fund the additional remainder amount that we needed to build the center. The model changed a couple of years back for the food distribution program because it was what we know as commodities. So just really kind of rebrand and remarket that it is food distribution, and it's going to be quality, substance, nutritious food, and it is the alternative to the SNAP program. I'm a big advocate for the food distribution program because you know that this food has already been tested, and it's going to be quality approved and taste approved, and a nutrition, it has the nutritional component versus a SNAP program where you can buy just about any food, and so you can't come in here to the food distribution and buy soda or chips, but you're definitely going to get fresh produce, you can get fresh meats, fresh vegetables. So it's definitely a model that all Indian Reservation food distribution programs have gone to.
All right, great job there by Food Distribution, opening that new facility in Coweta, providing services to our citizens in that area. And also, while we're on providing services to our citizens, we'll take it down to Eufaula for the groundbreaking of the all-new Eufaula Indian Health Center that is on its way. We were so glad to be there that day, and this is a little bit unique because most people think groundbreaking outside, digging the shovel into the ground. Not so in this case. As you know, here in Oklahoma, it's monsoon season, May. I think we've had more rain than we can actually stand this month. So it was actually raining on this day when we went down there, but Creek Nation definitely wanted to go forward with this big news. They don't want to stop and pause for anything when it comes to this Eufaula Indian Health Center to get it rolling. So they wanted to have the groundbreaking. We were down there. What a great center. This is going to be another step in our health system, providing nice things for our citizens and great health care.
It's a long time coming. The first little clinic was probably 4 or 5 rooms, and it's just so nice to see it. I'm so happy. One of the things is they're just glad everything is here, will be here, instead of having to travel all over the place, Muskogee, Okmulgee, Tulsa, and we'll have all of the facilities here. And that's going to be just very nice, very nice. One of the concerns is that we have a lot of diabetics, and that's one of the main things, the care, the foot care, something that we haven't, we would love to have here. Another thing is the travel time, because we're set so far back in the country that there's no facilities around. It's easy accessible, very easy accessible off of the highway. They won't have to travel far, and I think that was one of the main things that was our concern.
It means a whole lot to this community down here. We originally started this process in 2000 when I was down here the first time, and now that I've come back around to here, we provide great health service in the space that we have, but it's not really adequate. And this will allow our citizens and the patients that we serve not to have to drive to obtain health care. With all the services that we are going to put in this place, it's hard to imagine what it will do. The one thing it'll have is we'll provide jobs. We're looking at infusing 100 extra positions into this place here. And so the economic impact of that alone will be amazing to this town. But I think about the health care that it'll provide. It'll definitely boost the numbers, it'll definitely boost access, which is a really big thing. So I'm excited, my staff is excited, and I am ready to get going.
That's been really important because this is kind of a new era for Indian health care, and even we're going to be on par, if not better, than mainstream health care. That's what we're going for. We've seen a lot of people in these facilities dealing with outdated equipment, outdated facilities, too small of areas to work in, and they're doing a great job with that. Just imagine what they'll be able to do for our population with the latest state-of-the-art equipment. But overall branding in that direction, we're making sure the best equipment's in there. Branding-wise, from our creation, from the earth, from our mounds, from our connection to the earth, our facilities have rammed earth, which is a material that's actually dirt stacked in a wall, and you can see different striations of color in different earth. On Okemah, we're actually bringing in some earth from some of the sacred areas, not from the grounds, the mound grounds, but close by, so people who have their family descended from those areas can go up and touch the wall and actually be touching earth from where they came from.
Standardization is key, and what we're trying to do is bring all the services back and make sure that we don't have to travel outside. And with making everything similar, we want people to know that that's a Muskogee Creek Nation healthcare facility. And what we've been trying to do is locate them by major highways, and so they're easy accessible, and the people are passing by, it's easy access.
Okay, our thanks again to the people in Eufaula there having us at the Eufaula Indian Community Center. Groundbreaking for that wonderful place, and we can't wait till it's up and running, and the people of Eufaula are going in there and getting some great health care from the Muskogee Creek Nation. Well, our last story this week really is a pubbing of an event coming up for the Moreau Indian Children's Home. Now, a lot of people out there may not know about this center, so we included some things in this piece about the Moreau Home, what they do, fostering Native kids that come through and are staying there. But we wanted to talk with them because they have their biggest fundraiser of the year. This is like their one-shot deal, and it really is something that draws a lot of people, and rightfully so, people wanting to give back, do something for the kids. So the Moreau Home every year has their big powwow, their benefit powwow there at Bacone College on the campus, which the Moreau Home there is on the campus of Bacone. We wanted to pub that. It's coming up June 20th. I'll let these ladies from Moreau Home tell you a lot more about this great event.
Moreau Indian Children's Home is gearing up for their 4th annual benefit powwow. And we rely heavily on this powwow because it's the only fundraiser that Moreau has. So we want to invite everyone to join us for the powwow. Like I said, we rely heavily on the proceeds from this powwow to continue to provide care for the American Indian children that we serve. Moreau is a home for children. It's not just a facility to place children, it is actually a home. We have house parents who live with the children. So it is more like a family. So the children actually live in a family environment, and they do things that other families do. The children go to school, they do activities with their parents, they play sports, They are just children like anybody else's children.
We're really excited about this year's powwow. It's June 20th, 2015, of course. We're looking forward to a new facility. We're utilizing the Bacone Student Life Center, which will allow us more space. We try to surround ourselves with good people, good powwow people and good people all the way around. They're really involved with the Native community and really supportive of Moreau, which is really the key thing we look at. Moreau is, of course, our foster home for children and for Native children, and these people are very supportive. We're just always amazed and blessed, at the support that we get, the people that come out, support from the community, as well as Indian country in general.
Okay, that'll wrap us up for another episode of Native News Today. We certainly hope that you enjoyed watching the program as much as we enjoyed putting it together here in the studio for you this week. I want to thank all the people that really made it happen, all of our features. Food Distribution doing an excellent job opening a new facility there in Coweta. Also, Eufuala Indian Health Center coming up. I want to congratulate the health system on opening a new, beautiful facility for our citizens and taking care of them with their health care. Also, the 41st annual Muskogee Creek Festival. Wow, it's happening. It's upon us. This week it gets started with the pageant. Definitely want to catch the pageant tonight, 6 o'clock at the Dome in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, if you want to see who's going to be the next Miss and Junior Miss Muskogee Creek Nation. Well, all of that happening. And a quick announcement before I forget. Next week, Saturday, at 10 a.m., Saturday, June 13th, the Okfuskee Indian Baptist Church is going to be having their celebration of 150 years. That's a long time to be having church there at Okfuskee Baptist. So I want to thank them for sending that along to us to share with everybody out there that would like to go. So if you want to go to that next Saturday, 10 a.m., Okfuskee Baptist Church, 150 years of service. Bring a covered dish. There's going to be some eating going on, some singing, all kinds of great stuff. So you do not want to miss it. Well, as I said, lots of things happening here at the Creek Nation, and as we move into festival season, as I said, don't miss the pageant tonight, 6 o'clock. All of the great things coming up at the festival. Keep keyed up on it with creekfestival.com. That's where you can go to find all of the forms, deadlines, things that are happening with the festival, so that will keep you up to date and ready to go at the end of June. Well, if you can't catch us here on CW or KSBI in Oklahoma City, go to our YouTube channel, check out what we're doing online. You'll have access to all of our episodes weekly and all of our productions. For Jason Salzman and Devaney Luxinger, Jared Moore, all the great people here at Native News Today, we'll see you next Saturday.